Hi, and welcome to Spring Reset. We'll begin class today with a meditation. So if you'd like to find a comfortable position, you can be seated or lying down. If you choose a seated position, you might want to use a wall or a piece of furniture for support, just to make sure that you don't start to slump as we meditate and you keep that spine long. So once you've found a comfortable position, you can let your eyes close, or if it feels more comfortable, just look downward with a soft gaze. And then start by taking a moment to relax your body. Soften any unnecessary tension in your belly and shoulders. And just find a posture that feels both relaxed and alert. Take a few moments to scan your awareness through the sensations of your body, and wherever possible, soften and release obvious areas of physical tension. We begin the practice of coming back by establishing our home base. While there are many possible anchors to hold our attention, such as sound or sound sensations throughout the body, the most common and the one we'll explore today is the breath. So please breathe naturally and simply notice where the breath is easiest to detect and where the breath also feels pleasant or at least neutral. So you might pay attention to how the breath feels as it flows in and out of your nose. You might feel the touch of your breath around your nostrils or on your upper lip, or perhaps you feel the movement of your chest or the rising and falling of your abdomen, or perhaps you feel your whole body like a balloon expanding with the in-breath and deflating with the out-breath. So just take some moments to bring your attention to the sensations of breathing in one of these areas, a relaxed attentiveness. There's no need to control the breath. Rather, sense you're receiving the breath, much like you'd listen to a sound. With a relaxed awareness, discover what the breath is really like as a changing experience of sensations. This life breath is your home base, a place to rest and be aware. So in these next moments, simply relax as the breath comes in. Notice what it's like and relax with the exhale. Let go and again notice the immediate experience of sensations. Notice where your attention is. You might find that your mind has drifted off into thoughts. This is completely natural. The mind is conditioned to move off into thinking about the future, the past. When you become aware of thinking, you might use a soft and friendly mental note. Just say, thinking, thinking, and then pause and simply relax. Just open the attention again, aware of the sounds around you, relaxing your body, feeling the aliveness in the body. Relax the sensations around your heart, releasing any unnecessary tension. Without any judgment, just allow yourself to gently return again to the inflow and the outflow of the breath. Let the breath be an intimate friend, a home base that reconnects you with your own presence. As you resettle with the breath, you might notice other experiences, the background sounds perhaps of a passing car, wind, a bird. You might feel sensations of warmth or coolness. Whatever's in the background can be there without drawing you away. Just continue to rest with the breath, to relax with the breath, with the intention of noticing when you can, when you drift off into thought. If you discover the mind has drifted again, simply pause, relax, open the attention without any judgment, gently coming back into this moment. Just remember, the thoughts are not the enemy. You don't have to clear your mind of thoughts. Rather, you're developing the capacity to recognize when thoughts are happening without getting lost in the storyline. Each time you notice that you've drifted or notice you've gotten lost, it's an opportunity to strengthen your muscle of remembering, of again arriving here, now, gently coming back into living presence. As you notice the mind getting quieter, you might sense the peace that arises when you relax even more and immerse your entire awareness into the inflow and the outflow of the breath. Breathing in, know that you're breathing in. Breathing out, know that you're breathing out. Be aware of the beginnings and endings of each breath. Fully here, awake, at home, in presence. You can practice this mindfulness exercise of coming back informally as a way of quieting and collecting your mind at any time of the day. Simply bring a full, gentle attention to the breath. Relax with the in-breath. Relax with the out-breath. Sense into the body, and then continue on with your activities. As you're ready, you can let your eyes open and then make your way to a seated position if you aren't already. And I'm actually sitting up on a blanket. Sometimes that can be a little more comfortable, particularly if your knees are up a little high. And I'm going to begin with a collarbone massage. So I'm going to take my index and middle fingers, and find my collarbone. It's right here. And then I'm just going to go right under my collarbone, and I'm going to start from the midline and massage out toward my shoulder. About medium pressure, not too soft, not too hard. And if you feel a spot that is a little tender, maybe you want to do a little more massage there. And sometimes it can feel good to maybe move your head a little bit. And then we'll do the other side. So I'll take my other hand, my other fingers, and then start from the midline and then just massage. And you can just rest your hands either on your knees, palms can be up or down. And then keeping your chin level, we're just going to let the head incline to the side. Continue to breathe. And head comes back to center. And then we'll incline the head in the other direction. And head comes back to center. And then reach your right arm to the right side. Move my props a little bit. Bring one arm to the right, your fingers to the ground, and place your left hand over your ear. And then you're just going to do a gentle bend of the neck. And we'll come back to center. The other hand comes down. Opposite hand comes up. I'm holding just above the ear on the other side. And then we'll just incline the head away from the bottom hand. And back to center. And then I'm going to bring one hand out to the side again. And the other hand, I'm just going to place behind my back. Just got it, the back of my hand resting on my lower back. Then I'm going to walk this hand out and do a little bit of a side bend. And you can stay here looking forward, but maybe the neck might feel good enough to look up toward the ceiling, since we've done a little bit of a neck stretch already. And we'll come back to center, do that on the other side. One arm comes out to the side, the other hand comes behind you. Lift up tall, bend to the side, and optionally you can look up toward the ceiling. And make your way back to center. So we'll just do some seated windshield wipers. I'm going to move my blanket, move back a little bit. So uncross your legs a little bit wider than your hips, knees bent. I'm going to bring my hands behind me, and I'm just going to let the knees fall from side to side. So this is just a gentle warm up of the hips. And you can keep it flowing, or if you like, you can hold on one side if that feels good. And I always scoot forward when I do this, so I occasionally have to move back. And we'll do one more on each side. And come back to center. So recross your legs maybe with the opposite leg in front from the way it was crossed before, if you can remember. And we'll do some seated cat-cows. So rounding the back and then pushing the belly forward, rounding and push forward, rounding, forward, and back, and forward. Then come to center. Then we'll just do some circles. So we're just circling upper body over the hips. And we'll go in the other direction. And back to center. So next we'll set up for a mountain pose. And we'll hold this pose for several minutes. So you'll want a rolled blanket, something under your head. Those are the two most important props. But if you also have something you can put under your knees, that would be nice also. So I want the rolled blanket to hit me right at my shoulder blades. So I'm going to come down, make sure that the roll is under my shoulder blades. And then I'm going to bring my support under my head. And that feels a little low to me, so I'm going to roll it up a little bit. Going to bring my blocks in a little bit. The main thing is you want your arms to be in between the rolled support and whatever's under your head. So your arms can just be out to the sides with nothing underneath them. And then once you've got your supports where you want them, just let your eyes close and feel your body gently releasing into the pose, into the supports, into your mat. Let your breath be gentle and easy. Even with all the beauty of spring, I find myself thinking, what comes next? Sure, it's nice with all the flowers blooming and all the daylight, but it's not always warm enough, or I find myself anticipating summer. Thinking ahead isn't always a bad idea, but sometimes I feel like I get stuck in that. It's good to look forward to things, um, but sometimes I can't stop thinking ahead and trying to problem solve. And I don't know if that sounds familiar to you. So, what can we do? We can sit here and be here now, not later today or tomorrow, but right here and right now. This is a poem called Just Be Here With Me. Signed the moon, the stars, your still hot cup of coffee, your daughter, your son, your spouse, your heart, the green grass, the wildflowers, the waters you long to swim in, the color yellow, the color blue, your favorite poem, your favorite blanket, the wind in your hair, the waves on the ocean, the mountain air, your dad, your mom, the rain, the ice cream cone, the butter sizzling with garlic in the frying pan, the grocery clerk with sad, kind eyes, postcards waiting to be sent, the city squirrel, the country squirrel, Jupiter, the photo album, your grandmother's rosary, your favorite song, ink and paper, your best friend, the money in your wallet, the fork in your hand, brushes and paint, downward facing dog, the color turquoise, the almost invisible shade of pink, God, the skyline, the earth beneath your feet, a hammock, the shade of a giant tree, this moment right here, now, your bones, your belly laugh, your breath, your breath, your breath. And take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. You can open your eyes. Maybe walk your feet in. If you had something under your knees, your feet could come on top of those supports. And then we'll let the knees fall to one side. And you can remove any props that you had underneath you. But we'll come back to lying on the back. And stretch your legs long. Arms come down by your sides. And we'll do a sequence. It's kind of a lying down sun salutation. So we'll do a couple of rounds of it. Begins with an inhale, bringing the arms overhead, reaching toward the back of your mat. And then on an exhale, bring both knees into the chest. You put your hands on top of your knees. And then we're going to come into happy baby pose. So the knees come apart, soles of the feet come up toward the ceiling. And you can hold behind the knees, you can hold calves, ankles, feet. And then I'm going to straighten my left leg. Right leg stays where it is. And I'm going to bring my left arm overhead. So it's reaching toward the back of the mat. Then slowly lower the left foot down toward the mat. It might not get all the way down to the mat. That's fine if your heel is hovering a little bit. And using the strength of your belly, bring the leg back up and rebend it, coming into happy baby. And then release and bring the knees into the chest. Then straighten both legs, arms overhead, soles of the feet to the ceiling. Rebend the legs, knees to chest. And then place the feet on the floor with the knees bent, arms down by your sides. And then we'll prepare for bridge pose. So you may need to move the feet a little bit. Maybe they come out. Maybe the toes are pointed out a little bit. Maybe the heels are a little closer to the body. Then we'll inhale. And on an exhale, lift the hips into bridge pose. And lower the hips without or keeping the hands where they are. We'll bring the knees into the chest. Straighten the legs. Rebend the knees into the chest. And then stretch the legs long as your arms come overhead, reaching toward the back of the mat. And then exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. And then we'll part the knees and come into happy baby pose. And then straighten the right leg. right arm reaches overhead. Slowly lower the right leg toward the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg. Rebend the right leg into happy baby. Then bring the knees together into the chest. Straighten both legs, arms come overhead. And bring the knees back into the chest, arms come down by your sides, and lower the feet down to the mat. Inhale, lift for bridge pose. And exhale, lower the hips. Knees come back into the chest. Straighten the legs, soles of the feet to the ceiling, arms come overhead. Rebend the knees into the chest and stretch the legs long. And bring the arms down by your sides. And you can relax the legs and just take a few deep breaths. We'll do, if you have your blocks handy, bring them next to you. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. And you can bring your blocks underneath you to support your legs. Got them a little bit under my thighs. If you don't have blocks, you could use a blanket. So lots of options. So just relax into this pose. You can let your eyes close, arms a little bit out to the sides with your palms up. And we'll do a breathing exercise called box breathing, where we breathe in for a count of 4. We hold the breath for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4. And then hold the breath again for a count of 4. So we'll do a few rounds and I'll count with you, and then you can continue on your own for a few more rounds. So beginning with an inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. So continue for 4 more rounds on your own, and you can go faster or slower than I was counting. And when you've finished your fourth round, just return to a normal pattern of breathing. And then take a deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. Put your hands on either side of your knees and bring your knees together. You can move your blocks out of the way and make your way into a wide-legged seated pose. So we're going to do a gentle twist and a side bend. So I'm going to bend one knee in toward me. You have the option of staying here or taking your other leg and bending it behind you. You can also, can find my blanket. You could also sit on a blanket for this. Again, I think I would probably want to fold it into that square as I had it before. Sit up on a blanket. So on an inhale, arms will come overhead, and then exhale, and we're going to twist toward that front knee. Just lifting tall. You can look over the back shoulder if that feels comfortable. And then come back to center. And then we're going to side bend to the other side. So I'm going to put my arm out to the side. Lift the other arm up and over. And come back to center. And then we'll side bend over to the other side. and come back to center. And then we'll straighten the legs. Just bring them out to the side. And then maybe shake them out a little bit. And then bend the other leg in towards you. The other leg can stay straight, or you can bend it behind you. And then we'll take a gentle twist over the front leg. So inhale, lift, exhale, twist. And then come back to center. And then we'll do a side bend, lifting up and over. And back to center. And up and over to the other side. And back to center. And then straighten both legs. And shake your legs out. All right. For our next pose, we'll do your choice of either legs up the wall or legs in a chair. If you're doing legs up the wall, you may want a blanket in front of the wall just for a little padding. You also might want something under your head, not necessary, but an option. You want to bring your hips as close as you can to the wall. Lie down and then spiral your feet up. Arms can be out to the sides. Bring the heels to the wall. It's a gentle inversion. If you don't have a wall handy and you'd like to use a chair, you can bring the backs of your knees to a chair. Could put a blanket in the chair for padding. Once you've found your wall or your chair, let your eyes close. Let your body release into the supports, into the wall or the chair. We'll start to move into Shavasana. If you're happy where you are with your legs up the wall or feet in a chair, feel free to stay where you are. Otherwise, you could move into a more traditional corpse pose, lying on your back. You put something under your head. You could put something under your knees. You might want to cover up. You put something over your eyes, an eye pillow. Let your whole body relax. Let the rain kiss you. Let the rain beat upon your head with silver liquid drops. Let the rain sing you a lullaby. The rain makes still pools on the sidewalk. The rain makes running pools in the gutter. The rain plays a little sleep song on our roof at night. And I love the rain. That's a poem called April Rain Song by Langston Hughes. My work is loving the world. Here the sunflowers, there the hummingbird. Are my boots old? Is my coat torn? Am I no longer young and still not half perfect? Let me keep my mind on what matters, which is my work, which is mostly standing still and learning to be astonished, which is gratitude, to be given a mind and a heart and these body clothes, a mouth with which to give shouts of joy. And that's a poem called Messenger by Mary Oliver. Let's take a moment to give ourselves some gratitude, to give our body gratitude for all that it does for us. And I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The light and love in me honors the light and love in each of you. Namaste.